Hi YouTube, this is my Brazilian salmon pink bird-eating spider or tarantula, Lasiodora parahybana. She's just eaten probably about 7 or 8 crickets at this point, and she's got them all underneath her jaws, and she's kind of clinging to them with her pedipalps, and turning them into basically like a ball of mush that she can kind of suck up. So what she'll do while she's doing that she spins around in a circle, and she's just laying sheet web down underneath her. You can see there's already a lot of webbing there already, and this just provides her with a little sheet to kind of support the food that she's got, and then she'll catch even more crickets as she goes along. So there's another clip coming up that was taken just shortly after this one, and you'll see that even though she's already had 7 or 8 crickets, any more that you drop in, she'll basically just keep adding to the ball. So here she is again, and I'm going to start dropping some crickets in. She looks pretty still at this stage. But yeah, she's a really massive spider. The biggest one of these that I've ever seen. I've kept quite a few. So can you see every time I drop one, and I'm not quite sure exactly how she does it, but she sort of pulls it in with one of her legs, and then just grabs it with her jaws. So somehow she directs it underneath her. It's quite clever, really, because you'd think the cricket would just kind of jump off, but she kind of pounces on each one as you drop them in. And yeah, she's done this in the past with like over 20 crickets, and they could be big crickets as well, like jumbo size black cricket sometimes. You've obviously got to make sure that she's in the mood, that she's hungry, and you can normally tell that because when you start dropping crickets in, if she starts grabbing them all one at a time and making a ball, you could tell she's hungry. With this species of, well, with any species of tarantula really, if you throw any crickets in and they don't feed almost straight away, what I do is just make sure not to put any crickets in, because if they're at a stage where they're just about to do a molt, you've got to be careful, because when they do a molt, obviously they come out of their skin and they're all soft and really kind of vulnerable, and they can't really move for a short period of time. And during that time, when they're all fresh and they look all kind of white, they're like really vulnerable to kind of crickets nibbling on them. So especially with crickets like black crickets, which black crickets are quite, unless you've really fed the crickets up first, gut loaded the cricket, then they'll just basically eat anything that's kind of wet that's in their cage or soft. So I've had it in the past where I had like a chameleon that got nibbled by a black cricket, and I've had various kind of geckos and things that have had nibbles from these black crickets. So you do have to be careful with them, and yeah, only feed what is kind of necessary at the time. Yeah, that's my sort of good bit of advice for you. Just throw in crickets while they're hungry, but as soon as they're not hungry, just remove any crickets that are left, and you'll probably save your tarantula by doing that. Yeah, she's still going. She's absolutely massive. I've done another video about her, where I bred her, paired her up with a male, and she had an egg case. So check out that video. It's quite interesting behaviour, obviously, with the mating and everything. But in that video, there's a bit where I put my hand up against a cage, and you can see how big she is compared to the size of my hand. Yeah, she really is a beast. Yeah, if you're looking for a species of tarantula to keep and you want an impressive one and you're not fussed about holding them, because I never hold this one because she can be quite aggressive and I don't want to get bitten. So she's definitely like a hands-off spider. But if you're interested in keeping tarantulas, I definitely recommend this species. Yeah, they are just so impressive and really greedy. And also, if you buy them as a spiderling, they grow so fast to become adults. And the adults, if you get a female, they can live for, like, I think it's about 30 years or something. So yeah, long live spider. I've got a bit of footage on the end of this video of a trapdoor spider, which is a spider that I don't recommend you keep, really, because you don't see them most of the time. Basically, they make a tube down in their enclosure, and they live in the tube, obviously, and all you see is the little trapdoor kind of whipping open, and they sort of come out at lightning speed, grab the cricket, pull it in, and eat it, and that's tends to be all you ever see of them, really. So they're not a great species if you want to be observing your spider all the time. But I mean, I like them, and they're, I suppose, an interesting looking spider when you do get to see them. And sometimes people can observe them in their tunnel at the edge of some glass or something, if you're lucky. So here's my one. This is when I just got it. So I've put a cricket in. She's probably a bit spooked out because she's thinking more about making the tube at the moment. But she does eat on this first occasion, and then that night she made her tunnel. So anyway, if you like these kinds of videos, check out everything else I've put on YouTube and subscribe to see anything else I put in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.